Hello and welcome. My name is Nuclearmonkee, and this is going to be a video let's play of a game of Dominions 4. I will be playing MA Xibalba in a slightly modded game that will have strange indie pop types instead of the defaults, but other than that, it'll be pretty close to vanilla. So this is my god that I'll be using. Ironicat the Unbalam, which is F4B3, Dominion 9, so he's got Awe, Order 3, Sloth 2, Heat 3, Growth 3, Misfortune 2, Magic 3. And that's basically him. So he's going to go around expanding while I make swarms of bats. Alright, so let's go ahead and connect to the game and see what we've got. Oh, I guess I'll have to gray this out. Beginning of there's chaos, blah blah blah. So here's my starting position. Nice. Why is there no north-south wrap? Whatever. But this is good. I've got caves. Caves are really powerful for Xibalba because I've got some cave recruit mages here, namely these. Death 2, Blood 1 with randoms that allows them to do horrible things. And they're 160 gold, and they fly, and they're stealthy. So normally you're only going to be getting those out of your cap, maybe if you get a cave cap, which you should. But they are cave recruit, so I'll be labbing all those caves, or at least some of them. And then my other special recruit mages come from forest, and they are nature 2, blood 1 with some other randoms. So my default starting army is trash. It's a bunch of these little dummies, just some stupid frogs with obsidian clubs and some garbage equipment. Illwinter did move them up to 2 map moves, so they're slightly more redeemable. And then an assassin instead of a scout, but that's not really that important. So what we're going to do is prophetize my scout. We'll call him that. And then that guy. So recruitment, it's very simple. So I could, in any cave or forest, I can make 10 Zots per turn of each type. Club Zots are generally better because they do a little more damage. These do have a lance charge, so at least on the first turn they do like more than the club, and it's pierced, so they'll do a little bit of good damage on Alpha Strike, which can be useful. Generally you want to win in the first 2 turns or they all rout, which is good because that keeps them from all dying. And what do we want here? I think I'll make a Camazots. So I do have these guys, which are actually really good. Water 3 is actually not that useful, but Earth 2, randoming to 3, is very useful. And then the other randoms are not really useful. But we really like the Earth 2 and Earth 3, because that allows me to make Earthquake mages with all flying armies, and I do have those air randoms, and I'll be able to scrounge up enough gems to give them levitation rings, so I can make completely immune Earthquake guys, which is really powerful. And they're kind of hard to assassinate or get rid of, and they also have the big leadership bonus, which is good when you're running around with cowardly bats. Okay, so for this turn, he'll go ahead and preach, try to give me a candle. And although this game has custom indies, I am going to blind anyway, because I want to lose very quickly. Okay, so my candle spread here, it's got lowish pop in income, so hopefully, and it's got no, oh, it says mountains, so it might have barbarians in it. So we're going to script this guy for barbarians. I don't really have any spells value, so we're going to do this. Hold a turn to let his dumb jaguars get ahead of him, and then he'll run into melee and kill stuff. So he's got like a ton of AP, so he's pretty fast. Yes. So that's our thing. And the paths are really, there's not too much thought behind that. The Fire 4 is potentially useful later, but I'm guessing I'm going to lose him, so he'll be Fire 3, Blood 2, which will still allow me to make Archdevils someday, possibly, if I'm not killed. Because I usually play these guys extremely aggressively. The last time I did it, I ended up being dogpiled 3 versus 1, and I kind of deserved it because I was attacking everyone all the time. Alright, and Mercenaries, Durant's Cavalry. Now, I could bid those if I went for a cheaper mage. I think, do I have a cheap one? I do. So I've got this, but then I wouldn't, fuck it, I don't need that. And I should also make a couple more to sit with these. Now, for all my other troops, it's just a bunch of frogs, and I'm not going to make any of them ever. The only one of any value are these, the cap-only sacred poison frogs, and the cap-only Atlantean type guys. So these guys are actually not that bad, except they're freaking one map move, which makes them crap. We don't like that. They've got this poisonous skin, so if you like, I think it's length 1 or length 0 weapons, you'll kill yourself. But otherwise, they're kind of forgettable. They do get the... oh, not these. These ones are the stupid ones that shoot darts. These ones get an poisoned obsidian blade, which kind of owns. And then these guys get a bigger one, which makes them kill very, very well. But, I mean, I'm not going to... they're like living pillars, but not as good. Well, I guess at least they don't cost as much. Anyway, so that's... we're just going to make bats. Bats, bats, bats forever. And I think I'll make a couple more of these, not those, those have map move 1. A couple more of these morons to stick with the frogs I already have. And then I'm probably never going to make another frog for the entire game. Aside mages. I do have other frog mages, like some crappy water 1, earth 1, and then some really expensive water 2, earth 1, death 1 with some randoms, so that they can theoretically do some okay stuff. I don't know. They're too expensive, and they're really shitty thug chassis, so there's no real reason to make these. For me, anyway, because I'm not going for a bless. Just these. And then, of course, all my bats that I'll be getting from foreign recruitment sites. Generally, I don't even build a fort with these guys. I just take them from other people. All my best mages and troops come from forests and caves. So my entire strategy will involve rushing, getting all these forests immediately, and then pumping out 20 bats a turn from each forest, plus a recruit a commander. I get these also, the Patab guys, which costs 40 for a freaking stealthy flying commander. Zots generally are kind of silly. Anyway, so that is the general plan. We're going to fly around, expand like the plague, and then I'm going to probably rush and murder someone, assuming it's a decent matchup. Basically, anyone who doesn't have heavily armored troops is deep shit when I come for them, because I can just alpha strike them with the Zots, and then they lose. My only losses are usually during if they figure out that they can pump the hell out of PD in their spots, because then it makes it difficult. Zots are they actually have trouble with decent pop types for PD, and since we're playing with weird pop types, that may be an issue. But even so, then I would just kind of stack up my little raid groups into big swarms, and then they can kill PD fine, particularly once you got buffs going. Oh, and for research, I'm just going to get blood up to 3 for this, which is regeneration blood spell, which my god can then cast. And then after that, I will probably go and get enchantment, which will get me fire shield and strength of giants. And then we'll figure out what we're doing from there. And that is turn 1.